What's up, y'all? Erroneous here, and I'm back with another Godforge video. Going to be going over the beta for Godforge coming up in just a couple of days, but also how you could get registered for the beta yourself if you choose to do so. So I'm going to be going over, basically Godforge. You already know what it is if you've already played the game in its previous testing, but now they're launching the beta. Okay, and so get yourself registered. There's already over 100,000 people that have signed up for the early access of Godforge, so definitely try to get yourself into the beta testing if you can. So they also have learning how to play Godforge coming soon and starting your own adventure starting soon. They have patch notes that are on this webpage on godforge.gg, as well as content updates on godforge.gg. So you can just come right here to godforge.gg. You could go to register and go from there. But if you've already done the Godforge minigame, you may not have to re-register. But there is also, you could use my link. I would advise you to use my link down below. I will put my link in the description. So please use my link if you want to register, and we'll go from there. So let's just go over different news and heroes and information about Godforge. So first things first, we've got events. Godforge beta, everything you need to know before May 19th. On the 19th, which is going to be on Tuesday. So starting Tuesday, the game you can start playing, which is really nice. And it says log in, but don't sign up. 100,000 players have already signed up for the beta, with the launch date confirmed for May 19th. And here's everything you need to know before you log in. Most important thing to know to get right in on day one. If you played the Godforge minigame, your account already exists. Do not create a new account. So just be very careful. Just don't create a new account. Go to the login screen, sign in, the same details you used for the minigame if you played the minigame. Creating a new account will leave your minigame rewards behind, which is really nice. So if you get a champion from pulling those items there, almost like relics or shards or frags, you can actually get a hero from it, which is nice. Once you're in, check your in-game mail. Players who participate in the minigame will find a message confirming that their rewards have been added to their inventory, and you can include the hero you locked in, a weapon, and an imprint for that account. So those items will be sitting in your account ready to start. The minigame rewards are in-game, so they just talked about that. Got device support and performance, so you can run the beta on PC, Mac, iOS, and Android. So now you can play it on your phone, which is really nice. They did mention in previous videos, Fateless Ltd, that it can run really hot on an iOS as opposed to an Android. So just be mindful of that. The game can run hot, but on the Galaxy 25s, I believe, or Ultra, it actually runs a lot better. PC and Mac will run without any issues. The game has been tested on iPhone 17 and Samsung S25 Ultra. Both run well, but generate heat during play, like I said. The phones with less than 6 gigabytes of RAM should run the game on the lowest settings possible, so that way there's not a bunch of lag spikes or issues with your gameplay. Then the quality performance settings can be adjusted in your profile settings, so that's nice. PC players will need to download roughly 15 gigabytes to get into the game. And what the team is looking for, beta is a test, okay? So they're still testing things out. They're going to be utilizing this to get more feedback on the game, mechanics, bugs, so on and so forth. Anything that you guys find, make sure you let them know in their Discord. Make sure you let us content creators know as well, because we can also fast track some of these issues. If for some reason we don't catch it, we can let them know as well. Combat, does it hold up across the campaign, adventure, and heroic modes? So these are going to be some additional modes added, the adventure mode and the heroic mode. Does the game move too fast? Does it move too slow? Is it right there where we want it to be? Those are things that they're going to be wanting to know. So just keep that in mind. Then dungeons, there are 4 ascension dungeons, varied. Are they good enough? Do we need more? Do they need, let's see, Workshop Batar and Savar's Horde and the weapon dungeon? Does it feel rewarding enough? Do you feel like you get enough resources from beating certain dungeon stages? Summoning, does pulling heroes feel satisfying, or does it feel kind of meh? Do you want a little bit more out of it? Is building your roster at a rate good enough? These are all things that they're going to be asking. There's so much more that they're going to go through. But like I said, go to godforge.gg. You can look into additional questions that people have eventually as well as the beta comes live. So no real money will be spent in the beta testing. Okay, stores open during beta, but only for free rewards, so there's no spending. The team will track what players choose to spend their earned currencies on as part of an analytical data, which means what are some things that can be monetized in the future that would be a good impact for them as a developer, as a creator, which would also help push the game forward to promote more different assets to the game, new characters, collaborations in the future, right? They need money. You got to make money to spend money, so on and so forth. So if you want to add new heroes into the game, if you want to have collaborations with big, producers and things like that, then they need to make some money. I just don't, obviously everybody doesn't want it to be too monetized, right? But overall, I think they'll be fine there. Where the build stands, the team entered DEFCON 3 in Fateless internal process. That means only critical bugs or issues that would block the game from running will be fixed. The build is treated as a release candidate. Smaller known issues will make it into beta, and that is by design. Chasing every minor fix right before launch creates new problems. Stability comes first. So anytime they try to fix an issue in the game, it could create problems on another portion of the game, right? So say they fix an issue with someone that's buggy, then it could cause another portion of the game to be buggy unintentionally. How to sign up? Head to fateless.gg. Right now I'm on godforge.gg. Fill in your name, an active email address, and consent to receive emails from Fateless Studios. Your invite will arrive by email before May 19th, but go ahead and use my link down below. Just use my link down below. That would be great. So, next up we've got, I think that's it here. Events, content updates. Yeah, the patch notes. They have things that have changed. Ascension has been rebuilt. They do Ascension. Now you can ascend someone all the way up to Ascension 6 now. So that's interesting. Weapons and imprints are available from the start, which is nice. Now you used to be able to take a hero, crunch them into an imprint if you had multiple copies, and their imprint would provide certain stats from that hero. And every hero has different types of imprints, which provide different types of stats for your hero. So imprinting is different that most other games don't have. So it's really nice to see that they're adding something different, a little bit of a flair into the mix. Let's see, the early items are intentionally modest. They are designed to teach mechanics, not to hand players something powerful straight away. A new player will attach a weapon, see the stat change, and move on. A player who wants to go deeper will start experimenting with combinations from the first hour. So the goal is not to just, okay, let's give them everything they want right at the beginning so they can beat the entire game. We don't want they don't want to make the game too easy, but they also don't want to make it too hard. So hopefully this beta will determine whether or not it's going to be too easy or too hard. Because who would want to beat a game in just like 2 weeks and be done with it? That's kind of boring. You kind of want to have a game a little bit more long term. So you want to keep it afloat. Because most games nowadays, they have multiple seasons to extend the life of the game. They keep players for a long period of time. That's really what you want to look for, right? Especially in a beta like this, in a game like this. There's a new gold market. The beta includes a gold market that did not exist in alpha. It gives players a meaningful outlet for gold at the start. Every stage of the game, with the right choices shifting depending on whether you are working through the early campaign, building out a roster, or pushing endgame content. Full details on what is available in the market are still to come, so we don't really know what that is yet. The Ruby shop is also active during beta. Options include half energy, full energy, summoning stones, and gold. So now, these summoning stones are coming into play. The alpha, you would actually get the champions from farming campaign bosses. So I'm wondering if you're going to be still farming champions through campaign bosses, as well as summoning stones, or will it just be summoning stones? I don't know. I'm actually hoping it's just summoning stones rather than campaign bosses. Or maybe you only get one shot at a champion from bosses rather than repetitively fighting that boss over and over to get more legendary or epic champions or rare champions. Preferably, I'd like them to mostly come from the stones if possible, or from in-game events. Real money purchases are not available. A roster nearly 3 times the size of the alpha. Wow. So alpha started with roughly 55 to 60 heroes, and the beta is already going up to close to 180 heroes, covering all heroes that have cleared via validation and balance testing. The community will have a lot of new ground to cover. Some of the standout heroes from alpha may hold their place. Others may be pushed aside by what is new. That is part of the beta for now. That's really cool. So 180 heroes will be launching in beta. That's crazy. There's going to be so many different strategies people are going to come up with, which is amazing. 2 reward systems are confirmed. The Riven's chosen is beta only calendar with cosmetic rewards that carry through early access. Okay, so cosmetics are going to be introduced into beta. Cosmetics typically mean hero, cosmetics, right? You want to change a hero's outfit into something different. That's kind of cool. I like that a lot, specifically for beta only. I like that. That's really nice. And then maybe when they launch the full game, I assume that those cosmetics will be purchasable, or they might just be beta only. Tokens of Valor are earned throughout the beta period and redeemed when the game goes live. Okay. So I'm interested in finding out what Tokens of Valor are. We'll find out in a couple days. The intent is that the more you play and progress through beta, the more you carry into the game, the live game. It is not full wipe without nothing to show for it. So that's really nice that they're allowing players who play beta will pretty much get most or all of the items and accessories, or at very least cosmetics, will be shifted into the full release of the game. Voice acting and narrative. So there is voice acting in beta, which is nice, with more to follow in the full launch. The Avalon narrative has been built out considerably, which is nice. And there's a lot of feedback that was given that may have shaped the game into a better structure than what it was before. So yeah, head to use my link down below to get yourself into the game as soon as possible. So the hero index, I'm not going to go into this heavily, but if you would like, you can take a look at all these heroes. Tons of new heroes have entered the game. A lot of these heroes I didn't see. Heimdall was one of the strongest heroes in the alpha. He's still probably going to be a really strong hero, I assume. He basically places massive shields on the team. He also places retaliate on all allies for 2 turns, which is extremely powerful. I think he's also going to be a force to reckon with when it comes to PvP mode alongside PvE. And Divinity, now we can do Ascension 6. That's huge. So when you get to 6 Ascensions, Divinity plus 400 is pretty crazy. So you can look at a lot of these things. You get to look up their abilities, you get to look up their imprint bonuses, which is crunching this hero into an imprint if you have multiple copies of them, or you could try to awaken bonus them, right? If you level 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5, that means feeding copies into himself, basically. You can awaken other items, which give power-ups to these heroes. So super, super cool. Y'all let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. But I'm very excited that the beta is coming right around the corner. Definitely jump right in. And again, use my code down below. Help me out as a creator. That really helps. And yeah, I'll see you on the next Godforge video. Take care.